Yeah, taking leaps upon the highest plane. Multi-syllabic connections, y'all inside my brain. Hold up, when I'm spitting, yo, I burn you with rhymes. I'm killing it, most militant, I get internal with rhymes. Yo, Wick, how you feeling?
Good, bro.
Hell
good to
yeah.
see you, man.
Hey, good to see you too, man. Wow, that camera is looking clean, dude.
Camera looking clean. Wait, we got alternative angles, man. Like yeah.
Wow, this man is crushing it. This man is crushing it.
Dude, this is the first time on the live stream, and this is testing out my setup at the same time.
Oh my God. Well, I think you're doing great, man. This is amazing. Looks super clean. Hell
Thanks,
yeah.
dude.
Hey man, blessed to have you here joining us today, man. Where are you tapping in from?
Right now I'm in Shanghai, in China.
Hell yeah.
And I'm actually from Rotterdam, the Netherlands. So it's,
okay.
Yeah, from big port to big port, pretty much.
Got you. So what brought you out to Shanghai?
Mostly work, man. Like I've worked here with a couple of homies, and now I started up a own company doing video editing and music productions for mostly advertising stuff. So yeah, man, they need a lot.
Hell yeah, that's great, man. So you're staying busy even during this quarantine time. It sounds like.
And there's no quarantine here, dude. I hate to say it. This is a total different world, man, from whatever's outside. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, man.
No, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I'm glad you're able to be in a place where the situation is relatively under control, and that's awesome, man. That's awesome.
It is. It's a blessing, man. It's crazy.
Hell yeah.
Here.
So
no, good to talk to you, man. Cool.
Likewise, man.
Super dope.
Thanks for reaching out, man. Yeah, it's a blessing to have you on stream with us. So you do like graphic like talk to us about what you do. You do like graphic animation type work, right?
Yeah. Motion graphics and editing. So a lot of video stuff, animation and all kinds of motion graphic stuff. So yeah.
Fire. How'd you get into doing that?
I started off doing graffiti, which is where you get into photography.
Hell yeah.
And I've been making beats and music for since I was a kid. And I studied audio engineering after, and then I rolled into video because it's like all elements combined. It's like, it's like your head explodes. It's like a timeline and you can edit and you got, whoa. So yeah, it just makes sense.
That's awesome, bro. Sense. So were you doing graffiti like as a kid in the Netherlands?
Yeah.
That's dope, dude. That's dope. So is there a big graffiti culture out there?
Oh, man, I think it's globally, man. That's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's everywhere.
Yeah. That's awesome, dude.
Wherever there's streets, there will be graffiti artists.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. Yeah. Was that the type of stuff you were doing, like bombing trains and stuff? Or
Yeah. The trains and the subway systems and all that. Yeah.
That's epic, dude. That's epic. I never did graffiti, but obviously I'm a hip hop head, and so I have a massive appreciation for graffiti art and always have. And we used to bug out and watch Wild Style and shit like that. But I just imagine like the adrenaline when you're young, because I had some friends that were into doing it, late night going out and doing graffiti and shit. And I just imagine that adrenaline rush is like through the fucking roof, right?
Yeah. I mean, of course, when you're that age, man, you love that rush. It's so fun.
That's crazy.
Sometimes.
That's crazy.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I got into skating and snowboarding and shit and kind of tapped into a little bit of that rush. And, we would just do stupid bullshit through the neighborhood. But I never got into actually doing graffiti, which is actually such a dope art form, man. So that's awesome that's kind of your tie-in to the visual aesthetic world.
Yeah. I mean, I think for a lot of these cats, they end up doing something creative, in the end, in the long run, because graffiti as a hobby is one thing, but to make it into a sustainable living is, just a few elite that can make that work, man.
Absolutely.
Still, it's fun, man.
Well, hats off to you, man, for making it happen. And you said you're doing a lot of like commercial work right now, or what type of projects do you typically apply your art to?
It's a lot of advertising stuff. Yeah. So a lot of commercials, editing, and motion graphics, and so cool clients here, man. Like I'm so blessed here in China. Like clients, like what? Keeps going. It's cool.
Hell yeah.
It's very cool.
Amazing,
I feel
man.
very blessed.
That's incredible, bro. That's incredible. We're blessed to have you here. And I know when you reached out, you've been sort of a fan of the freestyle craft for a long time. And you mentioned actually, crossing paths or seeing some performances from, one of the greatest freestylers of all time, Supernatural.
Yeah, dude. I met him in Belgium at a festival. Wow. At that time,
Wow.
he was like up there, right? Like he was that dude.
Oh, I mean, he's been that dude as far as I'm concerned. And he was definitely a huge influence on me at a young age. I actually, I stumbled upon Supernatural because I was up in Portland. So I wasn't, in a place, hip hop acts would come through and stuff like that. But I wasn't hip to like the underground scene in New York or anything like that necessarily. And so I used to just walk to Music Millennium, the local record shop where I grew up in Portland. And when I was like 12, I went in there, and luckily one of the dudes that worked at the shop was a hip hop head. So he would put like his top 5 weekly drops at the end like of the aisle on display, right? And one of the top 5 picks was Supernatural Lost Freestyle Files one week when I walked in there. I hadn't even heard of Supernat yet, but I was into freestyling, so I was like, let me check this out. And it was just bootleg recordings, battles, radio appearances, off top shows and shit that he was doing. It just blew my mind, man. So yeah, shout out to Supernat, man, one of the fucking goats of freestyle.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, man. Yeah. Originators to do it in a live show, like pretty much just the whole live show was freestyle. Like, that was
insane.
Yeah, that was I knew it had to be an inspiration for you for back in the day, man. Like, it's,
of course,
and
and still today, to be honest. I mean, still like huge source of inspiration. Shout out to Supernat. Anybody watching that's not hip to Supernatural, you got to do the history, you got to do the knowledge, man. And he's still active today and crushing it. So shout out to him.
Yeah, he sure is. He sure is. And I was talking to Icadic yesterday, and really kind of explaining how I wanted to not only just talk to you, but talk to your audience.
Yeah.
Because I from a rapper's perspective, I mean, me and my guys have been rapping from way back, like for fucking 15 years.
Yeah.
So we know what it is to be like ciphering and rapping and what the art is and how much goes into that to do it on the spot.
Right.
And how you are on a level that, like, I mean, come on, you elevated this whole craft.
Thank you,
you
man.
did, man.
I appreciate that.
You really did.
Thank you.
So I actually wanted to kind of explain and kind of trim down what you do, and I actually made a little bit of a presentation.
Oh, hell yeah!
I can share.
Yes.
So that you can probably. I'm not sure if you have like a control over that.
Yeah, I can pull it up. We can pull it up, and Iconic's still in here too on the assist. So let me get that. Okay, watch stream.
So, if you would mind having me kind of explain my train of thought.
Yes.
About how. Yeah. Oh,
dude, this
cool,
is awesome.
Man.
No, this is amazing, man. The freestyle analysis, and I'll chime in too when I feel inspired. But this is amazing, man. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I want to first cover the most obvious one, which is probably most of your audience that is not that much into rap,
right,
or raps themselves. So I grabbed a little clip, like it's not a long clip, so I think I can play it right here.
Yes.
Are you cool with that? All my rhymes sound great. I be eating all my enemies direct off the plate. Hold up, so sick I vomit, I'ma make them all want it. Matter of fact, cause an earthquake like plates tectonic. Mack all up in it, I'ma take you for a ride. Got the whole planet shaking like plates when they collide. Come on.
Hell yeah.
So there's 3 elements to this. Like, this is the first one. I think that's the words and how you pretty much go 360 around a topic.
Right.
And that, it's plate. So the logic thing when this guy gives you this word is like, oh, it's going to be like eating off a plate like you're having dinner, which is your first one. You grab the angle of I'm eating enemies of the plate.
Right.
But then you switch it to the tectonic plates and people are like, what? Like, what did he, what? And then it's like, I'm causing earthquakes like plates when they collide.
Right.
Right?
Right.
That's crazy. So I think one is the words, which is the obvious one.
Yes.
And how your vocabulary allows you to do this, but also your knowledge. I mean, you need to be a knowledgeable guy to know, like you go from from a restaurant into a geography lesson, right?
Right.
So that, yeah. So that one was that. But
Amazing.
then I want to look at the more technical aspect, as you know,
Right.
Mack all up in it. I'm gonna take you on the ride. Got the whole planet shaking like plates when they collide.
Right.
And here is where things got crazy, because this is what a rhyme scheme looks like in a multi-syllable rhyme. Because when cats used to rap like a super dad, they go with the ride and collide and the ride and I'm a step in the ring and I'm a fight. You know, like
Right.
it's a single syllable rhyme.
Right.
If you go on the 4-syllable, take you on a ride, and then the shake it like plates when they collide. So that's a 4-syllable rhyme that your brain makes up in like a fraction of a second.
Damn.
While actually thinking of the words in the next bar.
Damn. And I didn't even know I did it, bro.
But I was wondering, that was one of the questions. Like, do you realize what you do?
I mean,
So here it is.
this is awesome,
Yeah.
dude. This is awesome. This is awesome.
So you see here, this illustrates it, right? You
Yeah.
see, like, this is pretty much the rhyme. Take you on a ride, plates when they collide.
Right.
A, up, up, ah. A, up, up, ah. So that's crazy, dude. It's not a single syllable like, I'm a kick it, I'm a wick it. That's already 2, by the way, but.
Right. Right.
That's it, right?
Yes.
So then you go into like, I'm a freaking with the rhyme. I shine just like the light that's steady peeking through your blinds. That's a 5-syllable rhyme.
Yeah.
Freaking with the rhyme. Shine just like the light that's steady peeking through your blinds. Like that's, dude, if you're not, because you're so in the moment that you probably don't even realize how sick these rhyme patterns are, man.
Dude, this is awesome, man. This is awesome. I'm getting my mind blown because I never have really gone back and analyzed it like this. And I love
visualize.
Yeah. I love looking at these sort of rhyme scheme color coded breakdowns. You know, you'll see these kind of like on YouTube and stuff like that, or on genius.com where they'll do this sort of thing where they're connecting the different internal rhymes. But I never done this for my bars, man. And this is actually like blowing my mind right now, dude. You got me feeling extra special.
No, and the reason why I wanted to show it to your audience is like, you know, the words was the first aspect, and like the knowledge that you have to, you know, make the creative angles on those words.
Yeah.
But then the flow and the rhyme scheme, the rhyme pattern.
Right.
That's a whole different level, dude. So I have
Appreciate
one more
that.
example. That's the
Please.
last one.
Yeah, let's go.
And that's a video. I'm not sure if it's going to play correctly. Let's give it a shot.
Okay.
Trust is for the consumers. Yeah, kids call me the boomer, but still I'm leaping off the kicks like the brand of the Puma. Next level movement, I'ma bring a strong verse. I'm an all-star like some motherfucking Converse. Yeah, hey yo, you gon' die. Rappers really tripping, kinda like they shoes untied. Yeah, the way I do it, I'm too dope with flows. From here to Kosovo, don't rock no open toes. Nah, I rock the steel toes, kicking it hard. I'm ripping the bars for certain. I don't need no facade. I'm really.
Yeah.
Woo! This is amazing, dude.
So this basically ties back these 3 things that I just mentioned, like the words, but then also the flow, and then on top of that, also the rhyme pattern. So you go with pretty much the single one. Zoomers, call me the boomer,
Yeah.
sleeping on the brand of the Puma. It is a 3-syllable rhyme if you look at it for the consumers. Call me the boomer, brand of the Puma. But brand and call, I mean, it's a freestyle, so I'm not going to attack you on it. But it's not right? It should be the brand of the Puma. Like, call me the boomer, brand of the Puma. You know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It could have been like, for all the consumers, kids call me the boomer. I'm like chewing through y'all like a puma, right? Or something like that.
The jump of the Puma. Right?
Yeah. Right.
But I mean, you do this in milliseconds. So there's, you know, normally if this should be like a little bit of a red line on the bottom one, like, yeah, it's close, but come on, man, you freestyle this shit, which is amazing. So,
Thank you, man.
But this is, so you go into the kicks, right? Like before
Right.
this one, I think you had bars about Nike, so you
Right.
kind of exploring the brand. So you got the Puma, then you got the double one, the strong first, the calm first.
Right.
Still in the brands, and then you flip it like at this point, like this one, when you're saying the Converse, you're already probably your mind thinking about shoes untied.
Right.
But you reverse it. So you go like shoes untied, and then you go die. rappers really tripping Kendall like their shoes on top. Like, come on, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, man? Like, this is insane, dude.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
like their shoes untied. Like, so you go to the physical, like, you know, shoe on your foot.
Right.
And then it goes further. I'm too dope with flows. From here to Coastal Folk, don't rock no open toes. Like the triple one. And you're basically saying, nobody's standing on my shoe. Nobody's standing on my toes. Like
Right.
that bar is pretty dope if you look at it like that.
Right.
And then you like, I rock the steel toes, kicking it hard. Come on. And that's where you're like, come on. I rock the steel toes, kicking it hard. Rip it. That's a 4-1, like kicking it hard, ripping the bars. Yeah, fuck, man. I just wanted to show your audience, like,
Wow.
how meticulous this is, dude. And
Damn.
yeah, I just had to point it out. So that was
Dude,
that, man.
This is so fucking awesome, man. And you know, I'm in addition to, you know, being a rapper, here, let me bring you back on, man. Yeah, Wick, dude. First of all, I'm honored that you would take the time to create that based on my raps. Like, that's so fucking dope. Chat, throw some hearts for this man right now. I'm gonna hit you with the applause. That was so sick, dude. I'm really honored, and you know, I've never looked at my bars that way, and so it's just super dope to see. And you know, I'm also an educator, and you know, I've taught private lessons in freestyling, and you know, I love the educational aspect of it, and like I'm hoping to make more educational materials going forward, and we definitely got to collaborate on some stuff, man. After seeing this, like I know you're busy, but if you ever have availability, man, I'm gonna hit you up, and we got to stay in touch because it would be amazing to have some of these animations and these pieces that you're creating. When it's time to do that. Sure. So that's the first thing. And yeah, I mean, I was having so many thoughts, man, while you were kind of going through that and breaking that down, you know, and I kind of joke, you know, like I didn't even know I was doing it. Right. And it's kind of true in a way. I mean, of course I'm aware of multisyllabic rhyming and I practice it. Right. So yeah, like I break bars down the same way you do, just usually for other people. You know, I'm listening to it like, oh, listening to Nas or listening to AZ, you know, or Eminem or MF Doom or, you know, whoever it is I'm checking out, Big Daddy Kane, whatever. And, you know, I'm sort of thinking in my head, oh, okay, it was multisyllabic or it was ABAB or had this dense internal rhyme or it was just super dense with a lot of one syllable rhymes but really quick next to each other, right? I'm ill when I spill it, will kill and cause a mad thrill when I, you know, whatever. That type of, all these different ways that you can make raps colorful and intricate and dope, right? And then the language of it and like you say, the sort of references and knowing to jump to, all right, let's get off the list of brands because that's become predictable. And let's talk about now just the shoes being untied or broader concepts like open toes versus steel toes. And then steel toe leading to kicking it hard because it's a hard, you know, like I'm aware of all that shit. But when I'm doing the performance, I'm trying not to really think at all. So it's like, the practice is when I think and work on multisyllabic rhymes, you know, when I'm practicing or think about, okay, how many different words can I free associate based on one word, you know, like shoe, how far can I stretch it, you know, and I'll work on these things kind of like in a vacuum, you know, and I'll actually make a lot more mistakes when I'm practicing, right? Because I'm pushing it. I'm like, no, stay on shoe. Don't move on. Go even crazier, you know? And so, I'll make a lot more mistakes and things like that while I'm working through new shit that I'm trying to learn. But when I actually go on Omegle or go do the gorilla bars in the street or even do a live stream like this, it's kind of like, this is the performance. Don't think about the techniques. Don't think about the things you've practiced. Don't try to be multisyllabic. If it comes to you, go with it. But if it doesn't come to you, you know what to do, you know, do something else. And that was one interesting part too. I know I'm blabbing away, but one interesting part was when you pointed out that Puma part was less multisyllabic, right? It was basically just the two syllables of Puma. Basically.
The flow was not though. The flow was not though.
Though the flow was hitting on the multisyllabic. Yeah, you can make a multisyllabic kind of shape without the syllables all aligning, right? Brand of the Pumas. all the consumers. It still goes daga da daga. It's just that first accented syllable doesn't actually align, right? So there's the rhythmic element. I mean, there's so much shit going on at once in a freestyle, right? And so that's why it's really dope to have it broken down like that. But what I was thinking when you were showing that Puma part is I realized that over time practicing this, there's essentially an order of priorities, right? So there's a lot of extra shit that I have attached on top of the most basic quintessential piece, which is rhyming and being coherent, right?
Yeah.
So like rhyming
and having a flow
and having a flow. Yeah. I would say those three things. No, that's a really important point. That too.
Yeah.
So rhyming, being coherent, and having a flow. So it can be very simple, right? Grip on the mic, make you understand. I love to keep the microphone in my hand. Told you I'm about to do the snaps, going over heads, kind of like my hat, right? That works. And it's actually very dope. And it's actually hard to do. You know, if you've never done it before, I mean, years of practice went into learning how to do that. Rhyme, be coherent, and have a flow that feels good, right? And then since then, I've attached so many things on top of it. It's like, all right, but be multisyllabic. All right, but stretch out, create a universe from the word, right? Pack in more density, use internal rhymes, you know, and all these things that make it extra dope, right? But they quickly get let go of in the moment if the key priorities, rhyming, being coherent, and having a good flow, are not going to be met. I'll let go of all of them to get down to what is essential, which is those three things, right? So it's like, ideally, it'll be multisyllabic, crazy cadence and pattern, like triple entendre metaphor in the context of a narrative story overarching the whole thing. Right? Like the shit that like I'm still trying to figure out and decode, right? That's ideal. But if that's not going to work in the moment, fuck all that. Strip it down to I keep the microphone up in my hand. I crush a whack rapper into sand, right? Because that will function and that will get me to the next place and almost give me that mental breath to like, all right, let's reset and see if we can make it crazy again.
But because you're aware of these things while doing the freestyle, you know, probably subconsciously, not like fully conscious, but the fact that you are, dude, like that's so, like that's practice. I you know, like hours and years and years and years and years and years of practice. But you got to a point where you think of all these micro like things while rapping, and remembering the words, and like when you do like the gorilla bars thing, right? Like you memorize what people told you as well, and like a little conversation or introduction that you had, like. You have a lot going on that you store like in your memory to bring up during the verse. You can just pull that out like, oh, I still have this one. You remember this one? And people are like, what the fuck? Like that's crazy, man.
Thank you, man. Yeah, you know, I mean, and memory is a huge part of freestyling on multiple levels, right? There's also like little go-to lines that I've had memorized for years, you know, that I can use to help connect the dots, you know? And so there's also the fact that, you know, nowadays I'm trying to hold on to 3 words at once. I used to just always have people feed me words live, you know, like I did with Joey Badass or Kendrick. So it was like, I only had to deal with one at a time. And now, you know, practicing, expanding the memory and being able to hold more information in the brain has been a big part of it too. But yeah, I mean, what you're saying is you're spot on, man. And, you know, what I always say is, you know, I've been practicing this for 18 years and the key to doing it at a really high level, right? Like the Super Nats or like Juice, you know, the OG Juice from Chicago, also Juice WRLD, rest in peace. You know, anybody that's improvising at a high level, you know, they've all put in that time. And what I always say is it requires an immense amount of patience. The way to do it at a high level, it requires an immense amount of patience because at each level, the goal is to achieve mastery at that level. right? So you have to become not just somewhat capable of doing basic single syllable rhyme connections like hand and sand or fat and hat, like I was doing. You can't just become decent at that. You need to become the fucking sensei master of single syllable rhyme connections, right? The most basic way of rapping. If you master it.
Come on, a Big Daddy Kane does it all the time, but it sounds so freaking smooth.
I mean, Big Daddy Kane is one of the dopest rappers ever, you know? I mean, Snoop Dogg is one of the dopest rappers ever. He's not doing crazy, intricate, multi-syllable shit, you know? So yeah, you have to find the dopeness in the simple shit, right? So that you can lean into it like to pro level. Because my goal is to make basic single rhyme connections feel like walking. Right. And I always go to that metaphor is like, you can walk, right, without thinking at all. You know, as soon as, and at one point you were a baby, you couldn't walk at all. Your parents clapped when you took one step, right? But now you can walk and you can be on a phone call, you know, talking about some real ass shit with somebody engaged in a debate, right? Meanwhile, some car comes out of nowhere. You have to look around, make sure you dodge it. You know, bird shits in front of you, you're dodging that, you know, whatever. And so, you know, you're navigating all these things at the top level, but underneath it all, you're walking. So,
and you're not thinking about it.
And you're not thinking about it at all. Yeah. Right. So, but only through practice and repetition does that become the case. And so that's what I talk about when I say patience is I practice just basic rhyme connection, basic couplets and trying to make sense, some amount of sense, some amount of coherency while rhyming in flow for years, multiple years until that was just like, yeah, but I don't have to think about that. So now it opens me up. What can I start thinking about? Let's work on this multisyllabic shit. And then, but not all the way up, but just to that. And now become the sensei master, make it feel like walking. Whatever level you're at in the process, you shouldn't move on. You can't move on until it feels like walking, right? So you're building this foundation that is unbreakable. And so then those internal rhymes and little things that I do, it feels like they happen accidentally. Like it honestly feels like, I don't know. I didn't decide to do an internal rhyme. That's walking. You know, I've worked on the internal rhymes for so long that I just put one foot in front of the other. I didn't, you know, I don't know. I was trying to remember the fucking words. I was trying to remember the 3 words. That's where my brain was at. Don't forget shoe. Harry, don't forget shoe. You know, so dude, yes.
I'd love to hear you think about it and be conscious about because I think a lot of people will like look at your rhymes now in a little bit of a different way than just the words or just the way you look at the words from such a different angle than maybe the one that told you anticipated you would.
Right.
Like the plate, you know?
Right.
The plate one was crazy, man. Like tectonic plate, like really? You're going to cause an earthquake now? Like that's, you know? But that's the obvious one. And now maybe some people will appreciate like, holy shit. There goes so much into these raps. Yeah. I'm so glad we had this conversation because I wanted to know from a personal level, like how well do you know this and how well did you train this? Because that must have been, like you said, at the 18 years of practice.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm so glad we had this conversation too, man. This is super inspiring to me. And one thing too, because you fucking got me going, dude. You got me going. One thing I want to say too, real quick, because you made me think of it with the plate to the tectonic plate to the earthquake, right? Of this thing of like, you know, and you said, and I of course appreciate it. You know, you're like, man, you got to be really smart and knowledgeable, right? And yeah, like to a degree, I mean, yes, you do. I mean, and that's one of the things I love about rap, right? Is that you can't rap unless you know something, right? Rap is information. So anybody who has ever rapped, unless they were just doing a straight up gibberish rap, right? But anybody who has rapped with any level of coherency has a level of intelligence. It's a prerequisite. You have to know some information to channel it through your rap, right? So my thing is this, people will hear me freestyle and be like, damn, bro, you're so smart. And I'm like, all right, I mean, yeah, you know, whatever. Maybe I guess I'm smart, but I'm not like nearly as smart. I'm not like in the upper echelons of like general intelligence. Like if I took like an IQ test, I really don't think I would like be way above the crowd or anything. I don't like know a lot. If I went on Jeopardy, I'd get my ass beat like instantly. Like I'm not like this super genius dude, you know? I think that it's less about that and more about training to think expansively and being really comfortable with the information you do know. Because my argument is everybody knows a lot, right? I mean, if all you do is sit on your couch and watch TV, you know a fuck ton about the TV schedules and the shows and the names of the characters and the episodes, the order, right? If all you do is play video games, well, you know a fuck ton about video games. You could drop albums on albums about video games and they'd probably be dope. People love video game references in rap, right? If you work at McDonald's and you have no aspirations to move beyond that, which is fine, by the way, you know a fuck ton about working at McDonald's. You know what the current minimum wage is in your town. You probably know some things about policy surrounding minimum wage, I might think, maybe. And if not, you still know a ton about flipping burgers and all types of shit. And you know a lot about different types of human beings who come in and are, some people are rude, some people are cool, right? So everybody has
people skills. True.
Yeah. So everybody has a ton of information in their brain. I'm someone who happens to be like really curious. I read a lot. I like shit like AI and like, I like that, right? But there's plenty of rappers who don't give a shit about any of that, but they still have a ton of information. There are like the guys from... Yeah. Or like the guys from Griselda, you know, I don't know if you listen to those guys at all, Conway and Benny the Butcher and them, they know so much about street shit, right? They know so much about what it means to be drug dealers from the streets, and they're so intelligent, you know, with their own intelligence. And so really, I think the key to going from plate to tectonic plate to causing earthquakes, that'd be like is training to be expansive. And then the cat from McDonald's can go from fries to rappers are salty to, you know, number 3, you know, or to number 2, supersize, which means I'm taking a fat shit on the game, right? Number 2, supersize. Yeah. So like, you know, it's real. That's the brain training. It's not becoming like Einstein and knowing everything about everything. It's just about unlocking those doors so your brain can just like whoop, flop wide open and you can access all the information that you have up there.
Well, I think is that you have a quick access because you interact with so many people that give you different words, and then you start exploring, which you do probably on a daily basis.
Yeah.
So you have these connections made that your brain can pull up shit easily. Like maybe 5th grade shit, like it's basic knowledge, but you are able to pull it out and find it at the moment where you need it and incorporate it in a rap. So I agree with that. Everybody can do it, but at the same time, you interact with so many people that demand so many different types of information from you that you're able to grab it like quickly. And that's
right.
I mean, it's admirable, man. Like
Thank
your
you.
brain works in like a fucking 18-core processor type of way.
Yo,
it does.
I appreciate that, definitely. And to be clear, I only mean everybody can do it through practice and repetition, right? Not that anybody could do this. I'm very proud of the work that I put in and the level that I've achieved, and I'm going to keep putting in work so I can achieve a higher level. So I think anybody could get there theoretically through investing the time. But you know, you can practice it. I practice free association without rap. You know, I've showed this on a stream before, but you know, coffee, bean, grind, caffeine, addiction, morning, wake up, early, alarm clock, 7 a.m., get to work, commute, traffic jam, honk, horn, loud, yell, road rage, anger, gun, pull out, kill, death, coffin, right? Whatever. So you can practice free association, take one word and just, right? And when I first tried to do that, it was because my teacher in elementary was like, let's practice free association. And I probably wrote tree. And I sat there for 2 minutes and was like, oh, leaf, right? So like, that's where it starts. And then eventually, you know, 18 years later, you have the plate to tectonic plate to I make an earthquake, all rhyming and flow.
You can flex that muscle, which makes you such a outstanding freestyle artist, which there's just I think probably in the world there's just two, three, like on that level, right? I mean, there's a lot of great freestyle artists out there.
Right.
But you have like all these elements combined, and it's super dope, man. I'm so glad that we got to hopefully educate some of your audience to be like, oh shit, there's so much going on in this in this one line. dude, if just 10 person like are gonna appreciate whatever the fuck you do on here even more, that's all that our goal is achieved, man. That's what we had to do today.
Wick,
that's super dope.
You're the fucking man, bro. This has been such a stimulating conversation, man. I really, really appreciate you. And I know that the community does too. Chat, throw some more hearts for this man right now. This has been absolutely incredible. Thank you for blessing the stream. And yeah, man. So where can people check your workout, or does that apply to you? Do you have like a website or anything that people would want to check out? Nah.
I mean, if you want to go check out some shit, I've got a few YouTube channels, but the one that's relevant probably to the audience is I have an audio engineering like tutorial. I've been a lecturer in the audio engineering and music production field, so awesome. I have all these tips and tricks. It's called Wikimedia. My name Wick, and then Wikimedia. You'll find it. If you misspell it, YouTube will correct you.
Awesome.
If you want to learn about EQ or compression or anything, go check it out. So yeah,
hell yeah. Awesome. Yeah, the mods are dropping your link in the chat right now, so some people will go check you out. And Wick, let's definitely stay in touch, bro, because we gotta collab on something, man. I would love to make some educational materials at some point.
For sure, dude. Anytime. Just we've got our contacts up, so for sure, anytime, dude.
All right, brother.
I appreciate you.
I really appreciate you. Are you not going to spit a freestyle on this conversation?
Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah.
Are we not gonna get the freestyle about this conversation right now?
I was full podcast mode, dude. I don't even rap. What the fuck? Who are we talking about? Who's Harry Mack?
Oh my goodness.
All right. Good call. Okay. So let me pull a beat up.
I think this topic is enough for you to freestyle about.
Yeah, we got plenty, man. We got plenty. You don't have to give me any words, dude, unless you want to.
If I would do one, but I would have prepared a beat for you. But we'll maybe do that on some other level, because I would have loved to see you go from like the 80s, like single syllable rhymes in like an 8-bar, to like the golden era, like the double rhyme, onto the trap in like 24 bars.
Oh, dude, let's do it.
I think you would be so dope to hear the evolution of rap.
Yeah. In
one verse. I think you could. But I mean, we can do this anytime, but that would be kind of making sense on the topic.
Yeah. Let's do it. So we're just going to have one beat, and I think it's going to be sort of a trap beat, because that will allow us to go to that last level. But I'll start with the most basic single syllable connect. I'll kind of walk it through the evolution, in my opinion, of how I think about rapping. Is that cool?
That's awesome. I mean, yeah. How it inspires you, that's how you should take it, man. Awesome.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're gonna walk y'all through it. Listen. Yeah. Hey yo, Mack's about to shine. Basic connections with single syllable rhymes. Said when it comes to rhyming, I'm really that cat. I be going over heads, kinda like this hat. And I told y'all I'm the man, other rappers get hurt. Hey, I don't give a fuck about clothing like shirts. I don't care at all, I'm making basic connections. Now we move to 2 syllables in every direction. Okay, I keep it on, so peep the song. Hold up, multi-syllabic, y'all know that he's too strong. Yeah, taking leaps upon the highest plane. Multi-syllabic connections, y'all inside my brain. Hold up, when I'm spitting, yo, I burn you with rhymes. I'm killing it, most militant, I get internal with rhymes. Check the way we move it, y'all know that I'm spitting them flames. My lines prime, I'm Einstein, check out my brain. They gon' study this, I'm who they never fucking with. Y'all rappers just not up in this, so how you judging this? Y'all know I'm shutting shit the fuck down. See, that's a high rhyme density. For that they mention me. These tense MCs catch on eventually. Hold up, let me spit it. I show y'all how we moving. I'm showing y'all the way that my brain is straight improving. Now listen, this part's essential right here. Y'all should listen. See, I'ma show y'all how we steady mixing up the rhythm. First I go triplets.
Mack really ripping it. I make you shiver quick. Please keep your distance, kid. Stay far away from this. I keep my faithfulness. Hitting with a different accent. Rappers knowing that I'm mad bent. Y'all know they can match my patterns. Spacing out like I'm on Saturn. Doing my thing. Now I be going from Saturn to rings. Okay, hold up. I am the man in this shit. Get the ring from championship. Mack, yo, I be making them leaps. When I be rhyming, I stay on the creep. Hold up, my flow is gigantic. I sink y'all just like the Titanic. I stretch to new planets. I go on a whole nother plane. Shine like the stars. Crush you to red dust just like Mars. Y'all know that I really starving from a whole nother planet. I'm a Martian. Mack all up in it. Your head, I'm about to spin it. And I never kick a subtle rhyme. Here's like a whole nother gear with the rhythmic shit. I'm about to hit them with the double time. Yeah, going deep when I be on the creep. Man, you know I'm about to put these MCs to sleep. Come on, yeah, I get the whole panel live. Shout out to my man Wick, came to analyze every bar that I dropped and it's quoted. And they even had the shit color coded. Hey Mack, I'm too dope, I'm an addict. I'ma hit you with the motion graphics. Yeah, and my flow universal. He be doing motion graphics for commercials. Hey Mack, you know that I get all these rappers live. He gon' analyze while he advertise my flows to the people. Got you in a better state, help you levitate. Came to educate everybody how we really do it. I'ma spew it off the top with all the fluid. Every Mack came to do it, just do it like Nike. All up in my psyche. There's not another freestyle artist like me. Yeah, and you know they can manage. When I be rhyming, my brain is expansive. Yeah, and y'all know I'ma do it like this. Water, ocean, river. Deep with this, like a motherfucking sea creature when I'm in the mix. Mack, I just go off top when I free associate. Hey, all these rappers talking shit, y'all know they mostly hate. Come on, I'm all up in it, teaching rappers a lesson. Harry Mack and homie Wick, we came to show the progression. Let's go.
Oh, dude, that was amazing, dude.
Thank you, man.
You killed it, man.
Thank
you.
you.
Went from 1 to 2 to you killed it, dude. It's like I'm so glad you oh shit. You never failed to surprise and impress. Like,
thank you, man.
Dude.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having me on. So dope to have this conversation.
Oh man.
I know there's probably more peeps waiting to be on here. I think we took up a shit ton of time. It was such a fun conversation, man.
Oh,
I'm
man.
so glad.
It really was. The pleasure was all mine, Wick. We really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for coming on and doing what you do. And we'll definitely stay in touch, man. We got to get up another time, all right?
Yeah, for sure, dude. Hey, have a good stream. Bless you, and thanks for Iconic for putting it up, man.
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes.
Cool cat.
Yes, indeed.
Right.
Shout out to Iconic, and thank you for the reminder, bro. Without that, we would have just left with no flows. Peace, Wick. Love, man.
You almost didn't do that.
I know.
You almost didn't do that.
Biggest wasted opportunity in my career. Yo, what's up, guys? Thank you so much for watching the video. Really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. And if you're looking for a way to take your support to the next level, go ahead and check out my Patreon page right up here. Tons of dope perks and benefits for you if you decide to sign up. And I'll see y'all real soon. Peace and love.